Hi, I'm Terry Brock. This week we're going to talk about that very important concept of being there. And you know, that relates to human experience. It's part of that relationship marketing and being there with people. My buddy Corbin Ball says that you can't have a virtual beer. And you know what? He's right. Because when you're there, it says a whole lot more. In an age of too much email, too many cell phones ringing, Skype videos, and all these things, that's wonderful. And it's good to increase the communication that way. But you know what really matters most? Being there with someone when you're like, hello, hi there, how you doing? And they're seeing you in the flesh. That means a lot. And there's several things that can be of help to you when you're looking at it and when you're thinking about it. The first is think about email as a good tool. Now, we all know the benefits of email and how it works. It can be very useful in many different areas. However, if we rely exclusively on email, we're in trouble because we're overwhelmed right now. Every time I go to an audience and say, how many of you are getting so much email? Every hand is going up. You know it and I know it. However, the things that are really important with important people, we want to stay in touch with them. But being there is most important. So the bottom line on that one is use email, but don't rely on it exclusively. And the second point is use voice communication. Now, we've been doing this for a long time, but when you pick up the phone and you talk to someone, we like that. We like to hear the person's voice. Yes, let's use that. But also, I would encourage you, as I'm mentioning in a lot of my seminars now, to use audio to reply to email. For instance, you can create an MP3 file very quickly because you can talk faster than you can type. Therefore, you can send a message back to someone that's more personable, it's more human warmth in that message, and it's faster for you too. Sounds to me like a good win-win all the way around. So use that voice communication to stay in touch with people. And you know, the third point is the most important. It's physically being there. When you are right there with someone, it makes a world of difference. It shows that you cared enough to put forth the time, money, and effort to be there for them. And it goes a lot farther when you're in a board meeting, when you can say, you know, last week when I was in Shanghai, I saw what our production is doing, blah, 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 versus, you know, I read in a book that they were doing this in Shanghai, da, 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 da. When you're right there, physically with someone, it makes a world of difference, particularly in an age of too much email, too many cell phones ringing, and too much electronics. You touch the person in a real, profound way that way. And the fourth point is you want to be part of a tribe. You want to be part of a group that is you, and probably more than just one. Carefully select, we found optimally about 2 to 3 tribes that you get involved with. One of them might be for one purpose in life. Another one might be for another purpose. But get active and be involved. And then when you're part of that tribe, you're going to be attending their meetings when they get together. The way we do that today is with conventions, symposiums, conferences. You want to be there. Physically be there because it becomes like a little Brigadoon. You remember that play, Brigadoon, by the same name? The little town emerged, and there it was for a weekend, for a few days. And your hotel room becomes your house. And your kitchen is either if you got it, one of those cute little embassy suite kind of things where you can cook your own stuff, that's good. Or it's the kitchen cafe there at the hotel. You become a part of that tribe, and it's a whole different life. And then when it's over, have you ever noticed sometimes it's a little bit sad? Yeah, it's sad. Everyone's leaving. They got to catch a flight and run. They're leaving this time, etc. Because that's our community. You want to get involved in that. Don't just join. Become active. If you're not going to become active, find a group where you can be active, but be part of that tribe. That's how we can be there in many ways, and that, again, is what relationship marketing is all about. The fifth one is one that's really important. When you're there, be there. How many times have you been somewhere where you're talking to someone and they're going, oh, yeah, I'm listening to you. Oh, hold it, somebody more important than you is over here. Let me look at them. You know, when you're with someone, look at them, be with them. Mary Kay Ash is well known for what she did with that. The founder of Mary Kay Cosmetics, when she talked to someone, she was right there with them. She paid attention to what they had to say. And I think that's very important. Let's roll it into the 21st century. That also means when you're there for a luncheon with someone, when the phone rings, you leave it. Unless you're waiting for a medical emergency. If you're a medical doctor or there's some emergency that could happen, I'm not talking about business emergency that a client might call. Life or property are in danger. Okay, that's how we define emergency. And then you can do it. Otherwise, we have a wonderful thing called voicemail. And let it go to voicemail. Otherwise, we make that other person feel cheap, and we're just on the phone all the time. Be there with that person, and that's part of connecting and really building that relationship marketing. The R-commerce means that you go out of your way to be with that person when you're with that person. And the final point is stay in touch. You want to stay in touch with people. And the beauty of where we are today with technology is you have a lot of ways to do it with YouTube, with LinkedIn, with all the different kinds of features that are there. And you can see the kind of abilities are out there for you to stay there. Facebook, with Mark and what he has done, the kind of features that give you the ability to connect with others. It really shows that what we want is we want to connect with human beings in a real way. We leverage the technology to do that. But you want to stay in touch with people in a real human way. Remember things like anniversaries and birthdays. And here's a good thing about what's going on today. With wonderful services like ProFlowers and Flowers Direct, FTD, you can send something to someone pretty easily, but make a big impact on them for a low cost. Get a good relationship with the supplier like ProFlowers or FTD.com or others that are in your area so that you can send gifts on a regular basis. Birthdays happen, anniversaries, weddings, and things like that happen, new births. You want to stay in touch with people in those areas. And that way, when you do it, you can be there with them even when you can't be there. But make it a point to be there. And as Corbin Ball says, make sure you have not only that virtual beer, but have the real beer. Make sure that you can be there with people and have the beer or the favorite beverage of your choice at that time. I'm Terry Brock, and if you got questions, I'd love to hear from you. You can drop me a note, terry@terrybrock.com. And by the way, we're going to be having several important mailings for those of you on the coaching program, so look into that. If you're not on the coaching program right now, that's something you want to look into as well. Drop me a note and we can explain what's available for you to learn about marketing, technology, and improving your personal life. Thanks for joining me today here on this wonderful, beautiful day. Glad you could be here with me virtually.